I'm a freelance copywriter and I get loads of questions all the time about how I got started and how I found my first clients. Now, there are two stages of my business where I would consider myself to have started. The first is when I started freelance copywriting when I had a full-time job. And what I did then was very different to what I did more recently when I launched my full-time freelance copywriting business. I started freelancing 12 years ago, and the marketplace was quite different then, but some of the techniques that I used are still applicable now. There were two things that I did to start working, one of which I would recommend doing and one of which I would never recommend anyone to do. The one that I would not recommend anybody do was join a content mill. A content mill is a site where they pay writers to churn out mass amounts of copy for them. It's usually incredibly low paid. My first blog posts went for around £2 or £3 per 250 words. These days I charge upwards of $500 for a 500-word blog post, so my rates have increased quite significantly since then. Avoid content mills at all costs. It's very low pay, it's terrible writing, and if you're a good writer, honestly, it's going to be wasted. The one thing that was actually good was I reached out to some friends that I knew were already in the industry, and they introduced me to an agency owner who was looking for freelancers to outsource work to. Again, this wasn't great pay, but it did give me a lot of experience in a really short amount of time. And in the early stages of your business, any kind of paid work is really valuable. It helps to weed out the sort of work that you do and don't want to be doing and gives you that experience and helps you build a portfolio. If you don't know anyone that works in the industry, I would reach out to digital marketing agencies independently. Good copy and content writers are hard to find, so if you are any good, you will stand out. What I did when I launched my full-time business was very different. First time around, I didn't really want anybody to know that I was freelancing because I had a full-time job and I needed to be focusing on that. This time was completely different. I wanted everybody to know because I wanted to go all in. So I told everyone, put it all on all my social networks, told everybody at work that I was going to be doing it, and my first clients came through that. When you start marketing yourself and promoting yourself as a freelance copywriter who is available for work, you will be surprised where your connections come from, and you'll be surprised how often people are willing to help. But none of that will happen if you do not tell people that you are doing this for work and that you are actively looking for clients. And don't just do it once. Do it regularly, particularly in the first early days where you're trying to build up a client list, and start making content immediately. Whatever your platform is, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever it is, make content now and keep at it. Let me know if you have any questions.